Okay, so in this tutorial I'm going to talk you through Optins. Now, to get the one-click Optins working, we need to create a Twitter ads account. Now, don't worry, yes, this is Twitter ads, but we're not actually going to have to pay anything. We're just going to use this platform to create our lead generation card. So we need to go to search Google for Twitter ads. And this first one here, it's ads.twitter.com. Now, once you sign in initially, it won't look like this. You'll be asked for some information and you'll be asked to put some payment details in. Now, obviously, I can't show you that because I don't want you to have my payment information. But yeah, you will just need to enter a credit card details or debit card and your name and your address and things like that. And it might also ask you to set a budget. Now, don't worry about this. You will be asked to set a budget, but you will never actually have to pay anything. So we just need to, just to be able to create our one-click opt-in cards, we need to set this payment information. It doesn't actually charge you any money. It's just that for some reason Twitter requires you to put payment information in. Now, if you don't have any payment information, if you don't have any credit cards, I'll talk you through an alternative way of doing opt-ins later in the video. So basically, you need to sign in, create your Twitter ads account, give the payment information, and eventually, once you've done all that, you should thing will appear up here saying creatives. So once you've put your payment information up, this creatives thing will appear up here. So initially, when you sign into Twitter ads, you won't see this. This won't appear. When you have put your payment information in, it will appear. So once that's there, go to creatives and then go to cards. And we need to create a lead generation card. So we click here and then we do create lead generation card. Okay, so then you just go down and you fill out the information and you can get a preview of what it's going to look like here. So this is for my Apple Fan News account. So I'm going to start by putting a description in. So you can see that this will appear here. So I'm just going to put something like sign up for UFC news emails every day. And then I'm going to add an image. So I'm going to select an image. So let's have a look for some images. If we have a look here, I think we might be able to use one of these. I'll use that one. So there we go, it's a good image. I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to put a call to action in, so sign up here now, and you can see that appears on the button there. Alright, now I need to add a privacy policy. Now, I'm assuming that quite a few of you will already have privacy policies on your website, in which case you can just use that page URL. However, if you don't have a privacy policy, let me show you a way to generate one pretty easily. So we'll go to the WP Tweet Machine sales page, which will be at wptweetmachine.com. So once the plugin goes live, this will be available here. And then scroll right the way down to the bottom of the page, and then you should see a privacy link here. So click that. And then if you just copy all of this, so scroll down, copy all this, and then we go to pages, and then we go add new, and we'll call it privacy. Then I will paste all of this in here, and then I will publish. Now, if we just need to copy the permalink here that's been generated, so we copy that link location, and I'm just going to use that. So if we go back to our lead generation, we paste in there. Now you also need a fallback URL, in which case I'm just going to use my website URL there. That's absolutely fine. Now, destination URL, this is completely optional. So after someone is submitted their sign-ups, after they've clicked the button here, if you want them to be redirected somewhere else, then you can put their destination URL in there. You can also put a message in for them to see after they've submitted signed up as well. All right, now next thing is if you want to have your leads automatically sent to your to your autoresponder. So if you use GetResponse, if you use Aweber, if you want something like that, then you need to. This is where you need to set that up. Now, every different autoresponder has their own unique URL that you will need to use here, and so I recommend highly that you contact your autoresponder and ask them what you need to submit there, because everyone will have a completely different thing that you need to submit. So there's no way I can know exactly which one what you have to fill in there. However, they should, all the major autoresponders, know what URL you need to submit there. And if you just contact them and ask them what you need to use for the Twitter lead generation, they should be able to tell you. There's also some further instructions here that you can read, and that will give you a lot more information about the campaign and how you can download your leads. So if you just want to export your leads, so like if you don't want to set up integration with an autoresponder, you can do it this way. So just read the information here on how to do that. There's lots of other great information in this link, so I recommend you read through it. So if you want to integrate your autoresponder, you need to contact your autoresponder and ask them what URL to put in there, and they will talk you through setting it up to work on their service. Finally, you need to give your card a name. So I'm going to call it, my test card. There we go. And then you need to agree to the rules. I'll create this. Okay, so now I've created my card. So if we go to cards, to then use that card, I simply need to copy the URL here, copy it, and if we go to the Tweet Machine 2 and we go to the campaigns, so we go back to our campaign here, and then to start using that card, just go to Optins, and then I just paste that URL in there. So I've created the card, it's in my creatives here, I've just copied the URL here, pasted it in there, and then that's all you need to do. And if you want to, you can set up some syntax messages to work alongside that. So for example, I could just put sign up for marketing news every day. And again, I can put some hashtags in there if I want to. And you can set up multiple cards, or you can just use the same card over and over again. And you can, have different messages. So sign up now. And obviously you can use syntax as well, just as in all the other ones. Now, something I would highly, highly recommend is that you keep this on less often, because you don't want to just keep on spamming these cards all the time. So only use more often if you really have lots and lots of different creatives and lots of different messages. But in general, I would highly recommend you just stick to less often with the posting frequency for this one. Now, one thing I will point out, when you're using these Twitter cards, Twitter is very, very strict about what it will allow you to claim and what will allow you to post when you're using these cards. So I would highly recommend you go to the help center in Twitter, then go to policies and reporting, and then our policies, and the advertiser policies are here. So if you want the direct URL, that is up at the top here. So it's support.twitter.com articles/201/69693 hash. And if you scroll down, you'll see that there are certain things that you can't use your opt-in card for. So all of these different niches, you can't use the Twitter cards. You can't create one of these cards to get opt-ins for any of these niches. Otherwise, you will get banned. Twitter are really, really strict about this. So scroll down and make sure that the card you're going to create doesn't use any of these niches. And if you scroll down, and I want to also make sure you check that it's not. So if you're trying to promote beer or something, don't do that. Don't, because you'll get your ads account banned. If you try to do any kind of like mortgage offers or any kind of financial services like loans, anything like that, don't do that. Gambling content, no poker leads, nothing like that. Stay away from that. Now this one's really, really important. Health and pharmaceutical products. So even stuff like healthy recipes or any kind of health claims whatsoever, you need to stay away from. I mean, you can still create your Twitter account and still use Tweet Machine, but just don't create one of these Twitter cards if you're making health claims or anything like that. Even if you think it's something pretty innocent, like healthy workout routines, Twitter is so strict, so stay away from those. So just think carefully about what you're trying to generate your leads from. If you think you could run foul of any of these, stay away from it, because Twitter will ban your ads account and you'll no longer be able to create these lead cards. And yeah, also political campaigning, that's another really big one. So if you're trying to run like a Donald Trump account or a Ted Cruz account or any popular politician, don't use these lead cards like that. And also, make sure you check through all this. I mean, yeah, Twitter is really, really strict, so just make sure you're not falling foul of any of these things. If you do have a Twitter account about one of these topics and you still want to generate leads, you can do that. Just don't use the Twitter cards. Instead, what I recommend you do is you use the custom tweets. So if you think that there's anything there that could potentially, you could potentially fall foul of, if you could potentially annoy Twitter by tweeting about any of these topics, then instead I recommend you create your own landing page, your own squeeze page, and there's lots of different plugins you can use to do that. You should, be able to figure out how to create your own squeeze page with your own opt-in form on. Just create that on your site or create it anywhere you want. Once you've got your own squeeze page, then just tweet the direct link. So you put the link to your squeeze page in here. And you might want to put an image on and a message to be displayed alongside it. But yeah, you'll be able to generate leads that way instead. So if you think you're going to run into any of these problems with any of these niches here, just stay away from it and instead just create your own squeeze page instead. It's the best advice I can give you. I realise that this is a bit frustrating, but we just have to work within Twitter's rules here as best we can. So it pays not to, not to push Twitter. There's still lots and lots and lots of different things you can create your cards for, and you won't run into any problems. But just don't make any claims about any of these subjects, and you should be fine.